Ready? Intros are done. Let's go. Knees up, arms with it. Nice, easy, slow ramp up to the hard stuff, to the really meaty stuff. We're going to do this warm up stuff, and we're going to go into some strength, and then we're going to go down on the floor. Pretty common programming today. Nothing fancy, nothing new. Up and up, get that knee just a little bit higher. Bring it up, ball of the foot up. So when you put the foot down, always make sure, especially when you're walking, you're doing anything, when you put your foot down, make sure you're putting a heeled ball of the foot and then coming off the ball of the foot. But each is controlled. You're not just slapping the foot on the floor. Don't do that, please. Please, please. I've seen a lot of that, and it's a bad thing. All right. Be in control of those muscles. We're going to do just a couple neck exercises. Arms out to the side, shoulders back. Open up the chest. Roll the shoulder blades back. One of these, my muskie was this long. And chin around to the right side. Nice and slow. Take your time. Bring the shoulder blades back. Try to get just a little bit of a stretch there. Not too much yet. Just wait. It'll get better. You'll be able to see all the way behind you here in a second. And to the other side. Same thing. Follow that hand around. Roll it back. Oh, that feels really good. Let's do it one more time. That felt so good. So the reason I follow the fingers is that the vestibular system, making sure that you're able to turn the head, looking at something, and not pass out, fall over, get dizzy. Shoulder blades back, squeeze them, and come back. So we're working your brain when we're working the neck and the other side. So from the neck up, round, shoulder blades back, really. And the other thing I like to do is with this, as I get those shoulder blades back farther, I can get that neck to turn just a little bit more. If I had my shoulders hunched forward or even just in neutral position, I can't get around as far. But as soon as I bring those arms up and around, I can get a little more stretch out of the neck. All right, enough of that. Up to the ceiling, looking up, looking up. Sky's falling. No, it's not. It's just rain. Oh, wait, I'm not in Wisconsin. Up and down, down, down. So take the shoulders, chin to chest, shoulder blades back, drive them down. Stretching these trapezoids, but also stretching all the way across from the shoulder to shoulder, the upper half of the upper top, the upper part of the back. And stop talking now. And chin around. Bring the hand up. And follow it up. Coming down. Follow that finger all the way down. Coming right straight down. And then you bring the chin in to the chest. We're going to go to the other side now. Around. Remember, shoulder blades are back. So you follow the chest around. And now bring it up, up, up. And back down again. Shoulder blades back. Get that stretch through the neck, through the upper back, and down. Head up, and turn the head first. So you're going to rotate the head around the chin, and then bring it down the side. Feel the muscles contract on that side that they're contracting on, and then stretch again the other. Up, 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 right straight up the side, and then turn the head, rotate. Around to the other side, nice and slow. Take your time. And back down again. My favorite, ear to shoulder. Make sure you're looking right straight out in front of you so you've got a nice straight spine back there. That the neck is all lined up. So all you're doing is stretching vertebrae, not pinching them, not crushing them. And up, nice and slow. Other side, same thing. I like to shake it out on this one because that one really does a good job of getting the neck stretched out. I always like to loosen it up again before I start to contract those muscles and stretch them out too. And back up again. We're going to take the foot and do one of these. So just, you can put the foot on the floor, tap. Take it around in circles on one foot if you want. Doesn't matter. Just want you to get some rotation through the ankles. Around and around. and opposite direction. It is the base for your entire body. The feet and the ankles control everything. If the ankles don't move, the body can't move correctly either. Out and in, flex. Flex, bring that toe in and extend. In and out. In and out. Other foot. I'm going to bring that out. I'm going to hold on to the wall and around. And the other way. So ankle flexibility and ankle strength, two huge things. Because like I said, seriously, they do control. They're the base of your support for everything that happens. If the ankles don't move the way they're supposed to, if you can't flex them or you can't extend, you can't walk right. That gait doesn't happen. Toe doesn't come up as high when you're walking. You stub your toe, trip going up the stairs, things like that. Out and in, out and in. Go to a march. All right, bring it up. Little shoulder circles. Forward. Forward hoe. Keep the legs going. This is, if we were in the gym, you would be walking right now. So if you want to be walking around like you're in the gym, you can do that. Down and around. Of course, there is no Hoyt anymore, so that was the gym I did this in mostly. Shoulders back. And forward again, starting to go a little bigger on the circles. I'm just going to keep marching. I was getting dizzy. I don't have a big enough area. Around, palms up on the way up, down on the way down. And opposite direction. Bring it back. Rotate. And a couple more. Pick the feet up. Make sure that you're in alignment. The other thing when you're walking is that knee, toe, hip kind of thing. Man, same direction. It's the most important thing. One of the most important things you can do. Because once the ankles are doing what they're supposed to do, the rest of the body should be in alignment as well. Next, we're going to do skaters. Around and around. Tap and tap. Arms go. Stretching out the upper back through the shoulder blades. Elbows back as far as they'll go, coming across the front. Bring those hands across as far as they'll go. Back and across. Squeeze them. A couple more times here. Back and forward, and we're good. We're going to do a forward lunge. Out and bring it back again. So out. If you were walking, you would be doing a walking lunge. If you're in one place, just out. Push it back and bring it in. Other side. So like if you're watching this in the gym, go ahead, circle and back, out and back, out and back. So as you step forward, palms forward, arms back as far as you can get them, and then stepping forward, bring the arms up, roll the shoulder blades back, turn the palms over, and step back to the middle. Other side, palms down, step out, roll the arms up, hands back, and down one more time. Does that feel good in the shoulders? Palms up, bring them up right overhead or as far as you can get them, as far as is right for your shoulders, and bring it back down and in. Hands on the hips. So we're doing range of motion here. Get those hips going. Don't let the shoulders roll. This isn't doing that. That's really hard in the back. You want to take and just hips out to the side, back, and around. The other thing I do with this one, I like to do is put the hands up and then make sure that the arms are right next to the ears the whole way through here. And it really helps me. It cues me to keep the head straight. If I don't, I start flipping my hands around and everything. Opposite direction. Bring it around. And we're good. Hands up, in front, in the genie mode. We're going to take and bring the shoulders around. Just come around as far as you can, and turn the torso with it. So bring the arms around, and then bring the torso. Make sure the hips are staying right straight forward. And back up. Other side. Same thing, bring it around. So take it easy here. I know for me, it's had a class last night. I'm a little stiff, so I'm not going to go into this as hard as I possibly can because it's going to hurt a lot. I don't want that. And bring it back to the middle, other side, and around. And I got rid of that whole no pain, no gain thing when I was in my 20s. All right, step forward, arms out. You got that forward lunge and rotate the shoulders, rotate around. Keep the feet flat on the floor, push down. As you turn, you're going to feel the stretch going through the hip, all the way through the glutes, on the back side, hamstrings, and the outside ones, and bring it back. Other side, same thing. Step out in a forward lunge, arms out to the side, knee over the ankle, and turn it. Feet have to stay flat on the floor on this one. Tight, tight, tight. Keep the shoulders in a straight line, and back again, and down. So anytime you do rotation, we do rotation like that. Really try to keep the shoulders in a straight line as you do that rotation, instead of just taking one arm and reaching across. We do that too, but that's a different exercise. All right, because you got to get that thoracic spine to get some movement in it. We're going to do some squats. Squats. Down, butt out, chest out, and back up again. So starting out, hands on the thighs. Just take your time, stretch out the hamstrings a little bit, get the quads warmed up before you go any harder. Roll the hips and push up. All right, arms down. As you come up, bring the arms up first and then roll and push, roll the shoulder blades back and back, down again. Arms up, shoulder blades are back, chest is out, roll the hips forward, push up through the back half of the foot, and back, down. Again, one more time. Get a little deeper on this one. Arms down. Bring them up into an air squat with the arms up. Roll the hips and push up. That got the quads activated. Yes, it did. All right. So we're going to take and do a forward lunge. As we do, bring the arm up over the top. Roll the shoulder, do a side bend. And back and down, other side, same thing. Forward, up and over, stretching out those ribs. Arm is right next to the ear. Ear is on the inside of the arm. So you don't have that neck way down. And bring it back. Again, hold on 1 second. I will be right back. Keep stretching. Keep stretching. Don't give up. Don't stop stretching. It's a journey, son. All right. I'm back. We're going to take a reverse lunge this time. Back and up. Back and up. This time, as you take that reverse, plant yourself right here. Arm up over. Rotate the torso. Rotate the shoulders. Straight line all the way across. Reaching back with the side bend. And to the front. And there you go. Other side, same thing. Stepping back. And arm up. Over the side. Rotate the shoulders. And then stretch it out. Deep breath. And bring it back to center. Bring it back in. Wood choppers. Up. And across. Reach. Reach as far as you can. Bring the hands across the torso. Moving the elbows. Moving the wrists. Moving the shoulders. And down. And back up. Here again, you've got those shoulders in a straight line as you bring it down and roll the shoulder back. Up and down, getting the torso or the lower body involved. Up on the ball of the foot. Pivot that back leg. Reach as high as you can. Coming down cross body just like we did. And then bringing the arms across. Other foot, back foot. Rotates and up. What we're doing is we're moving the hip. We're getting movement. We're getting flexibility in those hip joints. And down, up, reach, and down, other side, up, and back down. Feel the stretch going through the outside of the hip as you do this, because this foot, that stationary foot, is flat on the floor. As you come around and turn the shoulders, And you really want to make sure that you come around. So don't bend down and go to the floor. This is rotation only. And back up. And we're good. Back to walking. All right, we're going to do this. Reverse and back, pushing up through that front leg. Get a feel for that reverse lunge. Back and up. Back. Remember, the weight is going through that heel. It is not going through the toes. Don't use the front of the foot. Ball of the foot to the heel. Heavy in the back half of the foot. Down and push right straight up. Again, down and up. Putting our lunges together. We've got this. Picking up and going forward in a pendulum lunge. Finding our balance as we do it. Up and back. Wow, I'm not there yet. Step back. Pick it up. And forward. Off the heel. Lift. Down on the ball of the foot and then the heel. This is a basic gait pattern. You pick the foot up when you walk. Heel comes up off the ball of the foot. Leg comes forward. Heel and toe. Back. Whoa, one more time. On this side. Back and up. Other side. Stationary legs should be getting tired. That calf or that quadricep, those thigh muscles should be feeling this. They're taking all of the work and back. So that front leg and back. Step it up. Take your time. If you can do this, you do not have to worry about falling, tripping when you're walking just because you're dragging your feet or you're not picking that leg up high enough. Up and back. You got all sorts of balance with that motion. And step it back. I really like that one. Heels up to the butt. Stretching out the quadriceps. Working, warming up those hamstring muscles in the back. Picking that foot up. So as you do that, bring the heel up. Bring the arms up. Curl to the front. Up and back and down. Bring it up. Knee should be pointing right toward the floor. As you're doing this, up, squeeze the muscles in the arms, getting those biceps warmed up, clench the fists, get those forearms going, get some flexibility in the fingers, and back down, up. One more time, right there. Side steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Not too bad. Side step. Start thinking about picking the foot up, lifting, heel first, ball of the foot, step out to the side. Other one, the same thing. Again, lifting that leg as you step across, taking your time. It doesn't have to come up super high, but you should be lifting so that you don't trip going sideways because that foot is dragging and you roll the ankle. What did I do? Up and back. Take your time, weight shift, and over. The slower you go, the more effective this is. And back down, the more you're working the muscles. Last time. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Whew. Shake it out. Stagger step. One foot in front of the other. Hips with hip width apart. Hips. Okay. I'm going to stop saying that now. Roll the shoulder blades back. Find your middle right here. Little bend in the knees, both of them. Weight is from the ball of the foot to the heel, front and back. We're going to do a forward lean. So as you lean forward, the knee doesn't go out. Take the weight forward. Do a hip hinge forward. Out. Feel all the work going into that front leg. And then back. Reverse, shifting that weight to the back leg. So here what we're doing is we're taking ourselves out of that center, out of our stable position, because we always aren't in stable position. And being able to bring ourselves back to that, though, is the important piece. As soon as we can get back to being over our base of support. So when you get a weight shift going, you need to be able to come right straight back again. Keep that bend in the knees. Shock absorbers. It also makes all of your, or it helps with the movement to keep it smooth, back and up. It keeps you in control. It also strengthens up the knee. Other one, same thing. Start out feet parallel and forward lean, hip hinge. Bring yourself over that front leg. Down. If you want, make it a little more challenging. Arms out front. Then you go back into that reverse. Arms back. Up into that front leg. Knee stops over. There we go. Knee stops over the ankle. You go a little forward from that, but don't let it go way out. This is all about core strength and back. Working the hips. And back in. Let's do a rotation. We haven't done that in a little bit. We're going to have to move on here. Palm to fist. Rotation. Through the shoulders, through the torso. Oh, that is so much better than the first rotation we did. And back. Other side. Out. Turn it. And back. Again. High knee march. We're going to do a last one. Bring that up and up. Hands. Tap as you bring that knee up. So how high that knee comes up is really up to you, but we're working the hip flexors here. Get these strong so that you can lift that leg up. Plus you're balancing on a single leg, not just standing, actually moving and balancing on a single leg. A lot harder. Up and around. Step up and tap. Back. Up and up. To the back we go, heel taps. Bring the foot up in the back. Butt kickers. And then just tap that heel. Don't do a real wide stance and push way off. And go quickly with this. Take your time. Get the feet together. It's a little harder that way. Leg comes right straight up. And tap. Doesn't go way out to the side. And tap. And tap. Together now. Knee tap. Knee. 3. Going to the heels. Tap. 2. 3. 4. Keep your eyes ahead of you, in front of you. Head up. Eyes right straight out in front, looking out at a focal point in front of you. I have the camera. And up. Up. 3. And 4 to the back. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Let's go on. Strength exercises. Grab water. Have some water. You must drink the water. I don't know if anybody remembers that old Cheech and Chong bit. You must sign the papers. You must drink the water. All right. Grab your weights. Grab your weights, please. Shoulder blades are back. Chest is out. Palms forward. Underhand grip. This is going to be a curl. A curl. Up. Like that. I'm just demonstrating. You may still be drinking water or whatever. That is absolutely perfect. Just give me a couple minutes here or a couple seconds to get this shown. Up, rotate the hands. Arnold press. Palms back, palms forward, up overhead. Keep a little bend in the knee or in the elbows and the knees. Don't lock out on either side. Shoulder blades are back. Bring the arms down to the sides. In. Elbows come down to the torso and back down. Everybody, let's try it nice and slow like that. Shoulder blades back, elbows, arms right next to the torso. So it's an arc, nice and slow. Out away from the body, coming up to the shoulders, rotate. We're keeping those muscles under tension for a long time. That's good. Time under tension is what builds strength. Bring the arms up, just a little bit in front of the head, and back down, elbows out to the side. Roll the elbows in, bring them down to the sides of the torso, and then finish it off by coming back down. We don't have to do it that slow. All right, 40 seconds. Here we go. Clock starts now. Up, rotate, push, but go slow. Don't go fast with this. Take your time. I want you to really feel, especially that curl right here when the weights are farthest from the body. Up, rotate, and push. Again, even that rotation should be controlled all the way in, elbows down, and then bring it down. So we're taking care of all the joints here. Rotation happens right at the shoulders. If that hurts your shoulders at all, hammer grip, palms facing each other. You can do it that way. Neutral grip is always easier on the joints. Up, rotate, push. That rotation is being controlled by the muscles of the arms, shoulders, and down. Core is tight, shoulder blades are back, little bend in the elbows or in the knees, and push up. Hold, last one, we're going back down again. We went like 10 seconds over, and back down. So with the way we did that, if you kept it slow, you should feel it from biceps, through the shoulders, and into the trapezoids. Forward lunge, single weight. Drop one, drop one. Weight right here at the chest. So we got hand on each end of the bells. We're doing is working the chest to hold this tight, working the forearm strength by holding on to the bells. We're going to step forward with the rotation. Really important. You've got weight here, so you want to be careful. Don't let it control you. Don't let it give you momentum. You're coming around. Roll the shoulders. Use the front hand. So this is really nice. You can use that front hand to push that back shoulder around and get just a little more stretch. Feel it up the spine. Don't let the foot come off the floor. So I was pushing too hard. I was starting to roll up on the outside of my foot. Don't let that happen. Feet stay flat. And bring it in and step back. Other side. Out. Rotation. Keeping the shoulders straight by pushing elbows out. And back in. Other side. One more time each side. Down. Knees over the ankle. Your shoulder blades are back. You're in a neutral posture. Bring it around so that all you're doing with the spine is rotating it, and back and in. Last one. Out. Turn it. And bring it back. Again, that's why we did so many rotations in the warm-up, because we were going to do that. Grab your other weight. Grab that other one. We are going to do something now. Reverse lunges. Back and up. Pick the foot up. Step it back. Ball of the foot. Tap. Hold. And roll the hip forward. Knee is right over the ankle now. You're driving up through the heel using all these muscles in the back of that front leg. Hamstrings, glutes as you push up. Quadriceps are involved. Down. Push. One more time. Back and up. Step back in that reverse lunge. We're going to go into a hip hinge right here. Knee stays over the ankle. Coming forward, roll the shoulder blades back, that straight line. So what we're going to do with that is we're going to do a narrow row, elbows back, and back out again, and then we're going to do a reverse fly. Forward, and then back up. So reverse lunge, hip hinge, narrow row, squeeze the shoulder blades together, feel those muscles working from the shoulder blades into the spine. Extend out, still have a little bend in the elbows. Shoulder blades back, working the entire shoulder blade top to bottom. And bring it back. Reverse lunge, step into it, arms up, bring the elbows back. Forward, out, in, and down. Smooth movements. Try to really control this as you do it. Foot up, stepping back. Arms come up as you go into that hip hinge. Elbows back. Smooth movement. It feels so good. Down. It just feels like it's much more comfortable for you than when you're making not smooth movements, when they're not fluid. There's a word for that, but I'm just going to use not. Back. Shoulder blades together. And, oops. Reverse fly. Bring it back in and down. One more time each side. Step back, hip hinge, arms up, elbows back. Squeeze the shoulder blades, arms back out in front. weights are parallel, or parallel with the torso. Bring it back in and down. Last one. Step back. As the torso goes down, arms come up. Elbows back in that narrow row. Out. To the sides. Roll the shoulder blades back. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Hold it. And then come back in. Again. One weight down. One weight to go. No, one weight down. So we're going to do a cross-body punch. So we're going to come up on the ball of the foot, rotate like we did in the warm-ups with the wood choppers. It's a rotation. As you do, bring the arm across, turning the torso. Keep the stationary leg flat on the floor, knee, toe pointed forward, hip pointed forward. If you feel that knee turning at all, if you feel that pressure, you're twisting the hips as well. Don't do that. Working these obliques on the side. Out. And back in. Hold it. Bring it out. And back. If you've got too much weight, if the weight is too heavy and you go way out here and you find yourself rolling forward, don't go out that far. Just go out as far as you can maintain that neutral posture. Again, we are rotating, so we want to make sure that the spine stays straight, letting it rotate without any problems from a bend. So you're not leaning forward as you're doing this. Shoulder blades are back, chest is out. And I can picture it, hopefully you can too, that you're doing that rotation and you just see the spine in a straight line, moving, rotating smoothly. And back in. Other side. Shaking it up just a little bit. All right, arm up, right next to the chest. Pick up on the ball of the foot. Pivot, roll, push, and come on back. Again, up, rotate, out, back, and down. Always keep a little bend in those knees. Make sure you don't feel any pressure on that stationary leg. No twisting in there. Out, and back in. Take it out, rotate, push it out, and bring it back. Don't let the shoulders go forward. I could feel it. I was leaning into it. Keep them back. Keep the shoulder blades back one more time. Up, out, in, and down. Grab your other weight. Got a couple more to go and we got a break. Next. Side lunge. We're going to go out lateral. Legs are wide apart. We're going to go down, butt back, pushing up through the heel, back to center. Other side down. If you want, bring that other weight there. Get the weight all on that side so when you push up through the heel, there's a little more resistance. Just a little more. And up. Remember, butt goes right straight back, shoulders stay square to the floor. What can happen is as you reach across, you have a tendency to roll that shoulder and back up. You don't want to do that. Keep the shoulders square to the floor. Keep the spine straight. Push up through the heel and back up. Down and back. So when you keep the shoulders square to the floor, it gives you a little protection because if you are rolling your shoulders down, which don't do that, but if you do, the spine is straight. So all you're doing is curving it forward. Down. Butt's back. Shoulders are back. Chest is out. And push through the heel one more time. Down and up. So with that, what we're going to do is as you go down, forward raise on just that side you're leaning into, pushing and coming back up. Other side down, shoulders are square. You're looking right down at the floor because the spine is straight and you're pushing back up, hip thrust in, out. If the shoulders have any problems, bend the elbow, get that weight closer to the body and up or get rid of the weight. Out and back up. One more time each side. Down and up. And we're there. I like this one. I like this one a lot. Split squats. So easy. Right here. You got a feet are in stagger step. They're parallel. You're on the ball of the foot and the back leg. Down straight. Shoulders are back, chest is up. And roll that back hip. Feel the glutes work. Feel the hamstrings work. Bring it up. Heel comes up. And back down. Roll, squeeze, and up. Makes this a little more challenging. Bring the weights up to the shoulders. And squeeze. You got weight on top now. You're a little more top heavy, so you got to use the core stronger to hold you in place. It's a little more work keeping the feet flat on the floor. Up. Hold. Back down. Roll the hip. Squeeze the glute. Squeeze the hamstring. Bring the heel up. Down. Roll and up one more time. And bring it. We went 5 seconds over on that side, so this one's going to go long too then. Shoulders down on your side, whatever's right for you. We're going to go into that drop. Knee stays over the ankle on that front leg. Knee and toe in the back leg stay in alignment. Down, roll, and squeeze. You don't have to go down deep. You just have to get down there, roll that hip, squeeze the glutes, hold them tight as you bring that heel up and feel the muscles working all the way up that back leg. Roll and up. Don't push through the front leg. Don't let that front knee flare out or cave in. Work those muscles in that stationary leg to hold the knee in alignment, strengthening up the knee, the entire leg, inside and outside. They're both working together to hold the knee straight. Down, roll, and up. 2 more. Up, last one. Down, roll, up, weights down, mats on the floor. Grab some water. You will not need weights on the floor. You will not need weights on the floor. I say that until you get down on the floor. Then I'll tell you you do need weights on the floor. You don't. You don't. Down we go. All right. My hand was rolled up like a toboggan. All right, down we go. Down we go. Get yourself down there. And lay down. Lay down, lay down. Tell you what, I'm going to roll the other way. Down, down. Got a better view of the ceiling from this side. Roll the arms up. Squeeze the lower abs. Get that lower back to the floor. And release. Do it again. Keep the knees bent on this one. Down. Getting those lower abs warmed up. Getting that feel for the lower back on the floor so you can remain stable through this whole thing. And back down. All right. As you go down to the floor this time, bring the knees up. Keep the knees bent as much as you can. We don't want to go into those lower abs too hard yet. Just bring the legs up and then bring it into the hands. Get the shins in there and then pull up. Bring that tailbone up off the floor. Feel the stretch through the back. And then nice and slow, roll them back down. Arms up overhead. Stretch them out over the shoulders, back of the hands against the floor. That kind of over the head. And pull over, shoulder blades come down, bring the arms up. As you do, bring the knees in a tuck. Bring the shoulders up off the floor just a little bit. This is a nice stretch. You're looking right straight up, working those core muscles, but feeling the stretch through the back. And take it all back down again, arms over the head, stretching out the shoulders. Reach as far out as you can. And again, pull over, little bend in the elbows, shoulder blades are down. Lower back is on the floor. Arms come up, knees come up. Cradle it all in the center. Hold it. And back, down. Again, grab on to the back of the thigh, fingers intertwined. Whatever's comfortable for you with that other leg, it's not playing any part in this. First thing we're going to do is that rotation again. So let's get back into the ankles. Around, Big circles, as big as you can. And around. And then opposite direction. It is so important that we keep those muscles in the ankle flexible. The less we move that ankle, the less we can move it. Little by little, it just starts dropping and we don't even notice it. All right, flex, toe back, and extend, toe out. In, stretching the calf muscles, working those muscles in the front of the shin, or the shin, out, toe out, and bring it in. Other leg, same thing, grab onto the back of the leg. Back of the thigh, fingers intertwined, knee pointed right straight up, keep the knee above the hip, and then rotate the ankle. Lots of movement. Clockwise, counterclockwise, anything in between, other direction. Point that toe all the way through this, around. Feel the muscles, feel that joint opening up, getting a little more movement to it. And flex and extend. Toe out, toe in, out, and back in again, and feet on the floor. Arms out to the side in a T. Knees are pointed up towards the ceiling. Going to go into a march. Keep the knee bent at 90. Lift, up, and back down. Working those hip flexors to lift that leg. Working the quadriceps to keep that knee at a 90-degree angle. Up. The more muscles that you can control in a movement, the better off it is. Up. The more work you're getting out of it. So if you let the leg just fall, if you let that lower leg just fall on the hamstrings, you're not working these quadriceps anymore. You gave up. Hold that knee at 90. Working the muscles in the thigh. Up. And back down. All right. As you bring the knee up this time, extend at the knee. Back down to 90. And then back to the floor. If you're not having a problem with this, the arms are out to the side to keep you from weight shifting in the hips while you're doing it. As soon as you take that foot off the floor, there's a really good chance you'll roll that way. So the arm is there to protect you. But if you don't need it, if you can keep those core muscles tight, bring the hands up off the floor, down and down. So one thing you can do with that for gradual adjustments is you start bringing the arms down on the side, creating this arrow. The closer that the hands get to the torso, the more you're using the core instead of the arms. So if out to the side isn't enough, but overhead is just too much that you can't hold those hips in place, start bringing the arms down. So back to that march. That was just a public service announcement. Back up. Ways that you can make modifications when you're doing exercises. Up. Whenever you're taking a class, exercise is just a little too much or it's not enough. There's ways that you can make it more challenging or a little less intense. Up and down. Hip flexors work to bring that knee up. Quadriceps work to extend. Bring it back to 90 so it's control of the muscles completely. Fine motor muscles helping to make that a fluid movement. One more time each leg. Up, extend, and down. Other side. Knee up. Extend at the knee. Feel the great stretch in the hamstrings on that. And back down again. Staying in the crook position. Extend the right leg out. Flat, flat, flat. Heel on the floor, toe up. What we're going to do is do just a little leg lift up. And this one, start with your arms out. This one, depending on how far out you've got that leg. For me, when I fully extend that leg, the minute I pick it up off the floor, I feel my hips roll just a little bit. So that left side, I can feel it come off the floor. So I'm going to bring my arms down, protect that, up, and back down. Little flutter kick, up. Use that other foot as a brace. Keep the lower back on the floor. And after you've done this a couple times, bring the arms off the floor Or challenge yourself a little more. Once those muscles warm up, the body will take over. So see if you can just make it a little more after you've been doing it for a couple seconds. All right, lift it up, stop. Heel slide. Heel is right above the floor. Bring it into the butt, knees up towards the ceiling, and then slowly extend back out again. And heel to the floor. If you can't do that, if that does not work for you, let the heels slide on the floor. It's called the heel slide. So you can do that. But if you can, bring that leg up just a little bit. Bend the knee. Really concentrate on trying to keep that heel just above the floor. And back out. That is so much more work. And down. When you do it that way, it's so much more work for the lower abs. One last time. Up. In. Squeeze it. And back out. And down. Other side in that crook position, left leg extended. Just those little lifts up and back down. You can extend and flex the toe anytime you want here. Feel free. Feel the stretch through the calf muscles, stretch through the shins, down and up. And heel glide, heel slide, heel up off the floor just a little bit if you can. If not, slide it on the floor. Breathe in. Control those muscles. This is all about making sure that you're taking your time, keeping that motion slow and smooth. And out. Back in. Hold that lower back on the floor. Make sure your foot is, or your lower back is flat on the floor. I'm starting to bend out a little bit or lean over to that side, to the left side. In. And back out. We should do that one more time. Bring it up. And back out. Again. Whew. All right. Knee dropouts. So feet in the crook position. Just let one leg. So you're going to keep the left leg, foot on the floor, knee right over the hips, and drop out the left leg. So once those muscles start to get tight, what's going to want to happen is the back is going to start twisting just a little bit, and knee's going to go at an angle on the stationary leg. Keep it pointed toward the ceiling. Hold it there if you have to, and let that other leg drop out. Feel the stretch through the inner thigh as you hold it there. And now slowly, be really careful with those groin muscles. Pull that knee back up. Foot flat on the floor. So this is a modification that Gene O'Leary taught me to the windshield wipers, where both knees go down to one side, then to the other. So it's really hurting a lot of people's back. So when I asked her about it, she recommended this exercise. It's a really good one. Make sure that that stationary leg stays right where it is. Let that other leg just drop out. Deep breath, exhale, let it drop just a little bit more. And if you feel these muscles at all giving you any irritation in the groin, take the hand to the outside of the leg and help it up just a little bit on the outside of the thigh and just help it up. You want to try to work these inner thigh muscles, those groin muscles, but you don't want to pull them, you don't want to hurt them, you don't want to strain them. Deep breath in, exhale, let that knee drop just a little bit more. And nice and slow, bring it up. One more on the other side. Out. So again, concentrate on keeping those lower abs contracted, lower back on the floor. And lift. Slowly feel the muscles working all the way up to bring that knee up. And we're there. Next one. We're going to do a hip rotation. So for right now, left knee up. Take the right leg and just rotate at the hip, bringing that foot across. So you're moving it laterally to the side, back, and down. Other foot, bring up that left leg, like you're doing a march, knee at 90 degrees, and then rotate in the hip, bringing that foot across the body. Knee stays right above the hip, pointed right to the ceiling. And back. And down. Extend the left leg. Knee up on the right side. And do that rotation. Bring it around. Out. And down. Extend the right leg. Bring the left knee up over the hip. Knees at 90. And then rotate. Feel the muscles working on the inner thigh. Feel the stretch on the outer leg, or on the outer thigh and the glutes. The glutes, those are. And back out. Okay, right knee up one more time. If you want, you can grab on to that ankle and give it just a little turn, a little. You'll feel a little more stretch on the outside of that hip, but keep the knee over the hip. And release and back down. So if you're having any problem with that alignment of keeping the knee over the hip, just lightly hold the knee and then bring the leg around. Keep the knee at 90 as you do it. And back out and back down into a dead bug. Up, up. All these exercises are really focused on getting that lever length from movement. So dead bug, left arm out, right leg, and keeping your lower back on the floor. With a dead bug, if you go to extend the arms and the arm and the leg, and you can't maintain your balance, you can do one limb at a time. Right leg out, right leg back in. Or don't extend the leg out as far and bring it back. Small, and then drop the arms at the same right leg or right arm and up, left arm and back up. So lots of modifications here. Try to keep those knees at 90. Try to keep on that stationary side the knee over the hip instead of letting that knee come in towards the head or towards the chest. Back up. A lot more work. Out and in. Last one. Extend out through and bring it back in again. All right, let's go ahead and sit up slowly, slowly, slowly. Although, for me, there is no way but slowly. Shoulder blades are back, chest is out. And again, this one, make sure the shoulder blades stay back. I was talking yesterday, I have this issue of when I turn, if I'm not thinking about it, my chin drops down, I'm looking at the floor and putting all kinds of stress on that lower back. That's when I run into problems. So when I rotate, I start to get into that rotation. I roll the shoulders back one more time and get a whole lot more rotation through the spine with no tweaking on the lower back. Other side, we're going to do the same thing. And we're not going to expect different results. Roll the shoulders back, chest out, and turn it. Shoulder blades back. And nice and slow, back to center again. Right ankle, left leg. Get your hands behind you in a kickstand. Stretch those piriformis muscles, muscle on the outside of the hips. Going into the glutes. Push up behind you. That doesn't have to be a huge movement from on that leg. Keep the knee down, but if you push up from behind you, you're going to feel those muscles stretching out on the outside of the hip. And back out, other side, same thing. So this isn't, you have to have the knee way up and the leg way up. That's a lot of stress on the knee. Don't get that much rotation into it. Shoulder blades are back. And, oh, I felt so good. Let's go ahead and stand up. I think I can now. Up, push. Yep, I could. Take your time getting up. I'm going to grab a drink of water. You should too. Drink with me. This round's on me. Feet out wide, hamstrings. We're going to get into a hip hinge, push the butt back, sit into it, arms out front. And as the arms go up front, push the butt back farther, keep the feet flat on the floor. And roll the hips. Arms up overhead. And bring them down, fingers intertwined, palms up. I still haven't found anything to beat this for stretching out the arms. Roll the shoulders around or roll the side bend. Just do a side bend. Don't listen to me. And in fact, if you want, you can just turn off the volume and just follow me this way. Down. Over, elbow up. Stretch it out. And bring it back up again. Arms down in front. Roll the shoulders forward, getting that upper back. Chin to chest. Palms out as far as you can. Roll the shoulders back and down, and then push the fingers right straight down. This is the best stretch for the fingers. Feel the wrists stretch out and give you so much more flexibility if you can get into this. And if you can't, take your time. Palms start up, and then you just start rolling the palms in a little bit at a time and doing it, and eventually flip them over, point it right to the floor. Keep the shoulder blades back. There is nothing to rolling the shoulders forward. That doesn't help at all. Shoulder blades are back, and release. Enough of that. Up overhead, roll the arm in the socket. Push, roll that shoulder up. Feel the stretch through the shoulder, but also through the shoulder blades as you drive up and rotate the hand up, pivoting off that back foot, up, straight across, roll. Remember, the shoulders turn, front and back. This is not just reaching across with one arm. Get that rotation. You want to try to get that thoracic spine in the middle of your back, where you rotate to rotate. And around, and around, bring it back to center. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to go down into a squat, pushing cross body. Down shallow and bring it up. Other side. Push. Roll the shoulders. And up. Down. Roll. And bring it up one last time. Down, butts back. And bring it up. Arms underneath. Stretch. Reach across. Don't go up yet. Just stretch right here. As far as you can. I've got left arm over right. I'll remember for next time so I can change that up. Arms out to the side, sweep up overhead, deep breath in through the nose, shoulder blades are back. Stomach comes out, and exhale as you come down. This time I'm doing right over left. Make sure you're using the opposite hand this time. Reach as far as you can. Feel the stretch all the way through the upper arm, into the shoulders and upper back. Roll the hips, come on up overhead, deep breath in. Stomach out, exhale, and bring it down. Thank you guys for being here. I always say I appreciate how much you're here. I really do. It after a while, it sounds like it's just coming right off the tongue, but no, I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys.